Hello, everybody. This is Miss Flavia with Little Blank Canvas. Today it's going to be our project for Valentines. This is project 2, and it's going to be very, very simple and super, super nice. And you can use to use that paper and frame and give as a gift. You can use as a nice greeting card or just something fun for you to do with your kids, or your kids can do by themselves. And it's very accessible because you're gonna only need color pencils. Okay, so this is how it's gonna go. I'm gonna switch my camera here so you guys can be able to see my hands. And just go and get your color pencils, pause this video, and you're gonna be creating something with me. What we're gonna do, you can use bigger paper, smaller paper, doesn't matter. If you have actually cards, you can actually just go for the cards. If you rather just sketch first, the only drawing we're gonna be making today would be a big heart, okay? And the heart can be long, it can be a little bit wider, can be short, can be long, can be small. So it's whatever heart or however space you have to work with. So for me, when I'm sketching, I like to sketch very lightly, because then if I want, and I will, erase the outside lines. So it's a very light touch, just like we're touching our skin right now. So it's a good practice for kids. So kids, if you're watching this, just practice on your hands and see how light the touch is. It's a very soft touch. And that's going to be the same way you're going to do it. So let's create a heart. You can do it freehand like I'm doing now. Or if you have a cutout of a heart and you want to trace it, you can do that as well. And I'm using a pencil that I know I'll be able to erase these lines at the end. So on the last project we did, we created a heart. Let me see if I have it here. Using positive and negative space. And this one is actually the back of it. What we did was we sketched the heart again, just like we just did. And then I used some dots, creating the same colors we see on a rainbow. And then this negative space, because everything else, it's going to be filled with the dots and all the colors of the rainbow. It's a space that you can write something. If you want to just leave it blank and just have maybe a few lines or a few designs, or however you want to create with the space that we have it here. This was the project we had last time. Now we're going to continue to draw a heart, but this time we're going to use the space inside the heart for the design. And I want to do a few roses and flowers. So I'm going to be creating the shape of a regular rose looking from up above. What I'm going to do is I have a little bean shaped with, you can pick the colors you love. I'm going to get a few reds and maybe purples and pinks. Now I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to go making some curved lines around each other. Again, without really thinking, just going to create a few of these lines. I'm going to bring it closer so you can see. And I'm going to find spaces throughout my heart to create that very similar design. They don't have to look the same. It's actually nice that they will look a little bit different from one another, because roses are not, they're similar, but they're not the same. And keep it in the motion. You can have parts that look a little bit darker by putting a little bit more pressure on your pencil. You can do some shading, a very light touch as well, like this. And I'm going to use that color for a few more throughout the space. A little bean again, making one curved here and here. Then I'm going to have more on the outside. It can be shorter, it can be longer. It's the way that we are connecting. And I have my pencil line, so I know the space that I have to work with. You can put more pressure or less pressure, and then you're gonna get a heavier and darker shade, or so you can play around and use in different ways. I'm gonna have another one. Always going around like this. And there's really no right or wrong. For a project like this, you can use markers, you can use watercolor, you can use tempera paint with a tiny brush, acrylic paint. There are so many different materials that you can explore, creating something as beautiful and lovely as this heart filled with flowers. So I use my first color. I'm going to put it by my side. I'm going to move to my next one that is going to be very similar. It's a little bit darker red. I'm going to follow the same pattern. Okay. Find another one here. And I know you guys can hear some kids playing in the backyard. That's my daughter and some of her friends after school. Just having a lovely time. So I'm going to try to go a little bit fast over here. You guys can pause if I'm going too fast and then resume after you finished that section. If you want to play some music while you're doing this, you can just have the video playing with no audio, so you can just pay attention to how I'm shaping everything. And just have a lovely time and relaxed. Have some big ones and smaller ones. And just relax. Look at your composition to always balance where the colors are going. You can make it random and just however it comes your way, you handle it. Now I'm moving to some pink. And again, I'm always following the same pattern in making these lines in a circle way and breaking into little spaces and little gaps in between. So continue to do that. So I'm filling the space with more of that pink roses, keeping again the same pattern. And sometimes when you have to repeat over and over and over again, it can be very relaxing. Just be very ease with where these lines are going. Just kind of a let go of any control. Find the best spots for these flowers, making sure that it has a nice balance, like the spaces in between them are good. So now I'm moving to violet, and I'm going to do a few here so you guys can see. They can be smaller, they can be bigger than one another, just in between the spaces over there. And that's all I'm going to be doing for now. So I'm just having a great time finding these spots for the violet roses now. And sometimes if I have a little bit of a gap, let me say just right here, I can just keep moving with these lines and skip just like I'm continuing, but you can't really see. So just look at some of these spaces. I'm going to stop now. And the last color I'm going to do would be just a few of these very light pink color, filling in some of the spots very loosely, just finding some movements like this. And now I'm going to move to the green. So I'm getting two different shades of green, and I'm going to pretend that I have a few leaves over here. I'm going to get a little bit closer so you can see right there. And I'm going to spread, I'm going to find spaces in between the roses. I'm going to have that kind of shape for the leaves. Have some here on the sides. Really letting my hand kind of take the lead instead of planning. And then I'm done with that color. I can move to my darker green. You can do some lines inside the green that you used before that is lighter, if you would like to. So it's just kind of a line on top of the lighter one, um, or one or two, almost maybe you can outline or maybe just create a line inside. And if you want to get a little bit of yellow, you can make some of the green lighter. So you have many different shades of green, and you can be playful and colorful with that beautiful. So I'm gonna get maybe my lighter green again, and very lightly touching my paper, very lightly, I'm gonna fill in the space in between the roses with that nice green. Not inside the roses, but just around the roses, following the line that I have, the shape of a heart that I put it there, just filling in the space. Just relaxing and having a great time. Making sure that I don't go inside the roses again. And for this one, you can write something on the top or at the bottom. This could be maybe the top of the front of your greeting card, or you can frame this one, maybe have like, I don't know, a few designs and lines and things like that outside on the background. And when the person opens, then there's a message inside. So playful with this. We're gonna get a few different colors, pinks and reds, and just again very lightly I'm just going to go around the inside of the roses. It doesn't matter if the colors are going to be the same or not, just to get a few to look, feel the colors inside, not to be completely blank and white. But again, not applying a lot of pressure. So that is a great exercise for you to have to push a little bit harder on the paper when you're creating the composition with the roses, and then very gently with your pencil when you're filling in the space with a very light touch, almost like a little smoked touch, chalky effect. Let's see, I'm gonna look around. Okay, so I am pretty happy with the way this one turned out. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna bring a little bit closer so you can see. And now what I'm gonna do, very gently, I'm gonna erase my pencil line. And depending on the color pencil, you may get some of that color pencil when you're erasing, but that's gonna be a little bit like it's fading. So you can do very gently, take your time. If the pencil line is not bothering you, just leave it there. Yeah, that is nice. But I wanna check and see how that is gonna be without the pencil line holding the flowers together. So this is a gentle process. You wanna make sure that you're not damaging the flowers. And then you can write something with whatever colors you want. You can say a poem or anything. Let me think. We can do maybe love is all we need. So if you want to leave it blank, leave it blank. If you want to write something, write something. But the idea is that you have fun doing a lovely card that is personal, that is really unique. You can mix colors. You can apply the colors you love or the colors you think that other person will love. Your parents, your siblings, your family members, best friends at school, in school, your neighbors. Maybe you want to write something and give it to them anonymous. So you can create something unique that's not just going to the grocery store and buying a card. You have your own greeting card that you're going to have fun putting love in what you're doing as you're doing. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Tomorrow we're going to have another video. I'm going to be showing another way to make it a very unique greeting cards or a a masterpiece for as a gift. And I hope you guys enjoying this, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done so, and make sure that you visit our website to look for all of the programs we have, virtual programs, on-demand classes, and a lot of other things coming up. Thank you guys and have a lovely day. I'll see you guys on our next video. Bye.